No, I'll pull up your account and I'll share my screen.
Okay, cool.
And I'll record it and like I'll have a video for you to look at afterwards.
Okay.
Welcome. All right. Should be able to. Okay, so there's 13, 6, and 11 game. You wanna watch? You wanna look at that one?
Yeah, so this is one I just played earlier this evening.
We got the 40 minutes, but we didn't close it out.
It
All
got
right.
really close too. Like we had their Nexus at like 5% HP too. It was kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
Um, so lately, like I have been trying to, kind of like come up with a game plan.
Yeah.
Before the game starts.
Right. Right. Oh,
Um, yeah, sure.
there's one. There. All right. So did you come up with the game plan in this game?
Yeah, and this one was a little weird because of their comp, but I was basically looking at it and I was thinking I would go, bot to top because there's
The Kai's the top.
yeah, it was weird, and she's the one that ended up like hard carrying the whole game, but
Right.
and I camped that lane too. I camped top lane, um,
Yeah.
because I was looking at bot and there's not. I don't think there was a whole lot of CC there. They've also got Yumi, which uh, can be hard to gank. So I started blue,
Yeah.
and I knew that Kaisa would probably be pushed in towards Nasus.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's say this game is tough. Like this, usually you have a pretty clear like lane to go for. This game is
Mhm.
like I would say your most gankable lane is like mid lane, but it's awkward to like play for ganky mid only. You know.
Yeah, that is true.
Um, I'd say if I'm in a situation like this, I would just go bot lane anyway because I think like we're kind of in a bot lane meta, and it's just like for me like personally ganking Nasus is like it's so annoying because I mean he has a slow, but that's about it.
Hmm.
And like if you kill his Kaisa, like it's kind of whatever. But if you start thinking about like this lane, bot lane, if you think about it in the way like if Ezreal and Cillian have you covering them and like or if you get like successful gank and then on their next like reset or something, these two champions will poke the fuck out of Vayne because Vayne has no range. So
Okay.
a lot of times, like if you don't have a clear lane to play for, if your bot lane is double ranged, and these champions are double ranged that are both like they kind of poke, instead of trying to look for a gank, you can look to cover them and then potentially tower dive on
Okay.
like on a timer where they because theoretically they should be able to poke these guys down low enough to like you would just be able to dive and kill them and then they would lose a bunch of waves. That's what I would think. Yeah, I'm never comfortable like ganking tanks top lane. Like I think as a jungler, if you want to carry the game, like stay away from tanks most of the time.
Interesting. Okay.
That's um, but but ganking top here, like it's okay. The int here. Like Hecarim though, so like at the end of the day, like get your full clears right.
Yeah, and that's generally what I tend to do.
Yeah,
The build I usually use
you go the full
kind of
damage
needs
build.
a full clear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that was kind of a weird.
I don't know what just
Oh yeah.
happened. Okay, we'll just ignore that. It's fine. We'll blame your bot lane. Okay. So,
Oh.
I mean, this is pretty standard. Do you use F keys or do you look like do you just
I
look your
usually click
camera?
around the map.
You click, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and I try to watch,
Yeah,
ahead of where I'm going. So like
yeah. So you'd watch
generally I'd be
mirror. Yeah,
looking mid lane and top lane. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Here, see, this is an awkward spot because here, like after you see your bot lane get double killed, you should be like, oh. And I don't know if you. It doesn't look like your bot lane did it, but they should ping all their summoners.
Yeah.
Like you should know that this Vayne has no flash. So then I would be thinking like, oh, like what's the easiest way for me to get back here fast? Which is like, there's that clear that you can do where you just like you would do your red and your Krugs and then just instantly recall and run bot and gank instead of trying to look here. Like, I mean, this doesn't look very fun to gank so far. Like, because like it would just kind of be a 1v1 because Nasus is kind of useless. And
Yeah. And that's probably something I don't do very often is when I'm like, so when I'm pathing away from a lane,
yeah,
I generally don't pay as much attention. And then I've
yeah,
noticed that like, at least in my, it feels like in my rank, when you start off like already getting, both killed before like 2 minutes or whatever, it's generally
yeah,
not gonna be a good time. And so then I try
right.
not to gank the losing lanes because it usually ends up
Yeah,
in more kills for them.
usually you're correct. Like you do not want to gank the losing lane when you have a winning lane. You know what I mean?
Okay, but early on, it's still kind of
Early on, it's super volatile, especially because they just use their flashes. Like so you can still turn the tide of it like with one gank. But if you
okay.
go like here, it's like this is also technically a losing lane. Like he hasn't lost his scales, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You don't actually have a winning lane except for like this guy. Just but obviously you can't gank right now here. Like that's what some people do. Is
Yeah, I decided to go for the gank here anyway.
it's fine though. Like this guy's pushed up in his so
And I give the kill to Nasus because
yeah, you should have taken that.
okay.
Just you like generally like if you're playing a silver, right, you should just take everything. Now you're just okay. I can tell like here you were just kind of like making up your mind what you're gonna do next, right? You need see watch this. This is something like really important for jungle. So like okay, you see how you instantly so you killed this guy. Now you need to like in your brain you need to be like okay.
Oh yeah, I was trying to understand if you wanted me to help him push the lane or not.
Yeah, you need to make this like decision like pretty fast like, and I would look at this. So you see like this, the waves are coming in, but there's like so many minions here. Like this is 100% a freeze. So
I want to keep it there.
you want to keep it here, especially because this guy is TP. If you guys try to push it, he might just end up freezing on your Nasus.
Yeah.
So
okay.
so here instantly, what you should do is instantly walk down into this crab, right? So you need to make the decision. It's fine to be like, oh, okay, think you have to push, but now you have to go. So here it's okay, like, because you weren't sure, right? But now you know that he doesn't want to push, so you should run straight to crab. But, like, look at what you do. This is like a classic, like,
wasting time.
yeah, no, like most people below diamond waste
Okay.
time doing a lot of stuff. So you wasted like 4 or 5 seconds, which is like, it's not a big deal, but like 4 or 5 seconds eventually is gonna, like, multiple times per game is gonna lead to a lot.
Yeah. And so here I noticed that she hadn't even cleared her top side yet.
Yeah.
And I see Kaisaw's already back, pushed up, so I think I
Right.
ganked her twice.
Okay. This is fine to go for. I'll just be careful that she has flash. But yeah, this is pretty free. Yeah. Now this was I think but now you have to push. You see this? You see this? Your Nasus, this is his health bar. This is this
He
wave.
needs to push and get out of the lane.
Yeah. If you don't push it with him, he is fucked.
Which I don't think I helped him.
No, you did.
Okay.
Instead, you like wasted another. Like you could have also just recalled here if you weren't gonna help him. But since you are helping him, you should push and then walk into like this bush and recall instantly. So yeah. Now this was a fine gank though. I mean, also the wave is big enough, so I guess you get away with it. It doesn't have TP, but like this is kind of awkward timing.
Yeah.
But it's not a big deal. But like just small things add up. Also, like you had 2 options because you saw this blue buff was up. So like, if this Kai'Sa wasn't pushed up and inting, like you just take the blue, right? And I think you would have done that. I think you had the right idea. And here, so now generally You should remember, like on this timer, when you're coming to your second clear and it's like 5 minutes, this blast cone is always spawned.
Oh, okay.
So
Makes it easier to
right,
get bot.
yeah, like right now it's
Their flashes aren't up.
yeah, right now I'd be looking bot, which is correct. Do you see him on dragon? No. Okay.
I'm not. I think I did see this, but I'm pretty sure I get killed here. Yeah,
Yeah,
got done.
that's kind of unlucky. Like, cause like you kind of want to avoid this vision, but like
I could have just hit the
you
vision cone
you
too.
yeah, I mean you could have walked a little bit closer and seen, but also like I mean, this is kind of like minor thing, but if you see him like if you see them just walking into you, you're like you should be double checking like wait
Yeah,
am I allowed to be here?
and I'm pretty sure I didn't actually see the poppy, but I saw like the little combat effect or whatever.
Oh,
Like
so
if
you
her,
did see it, right?
so I knew
Okay,
she was there.
right. Then you need to be extra careful because when the wave was like the enemy bot lane had priority.
Yeah,
That's what you have to be careful around dragon is like sometimes the enemy waves are pushed in and they can just always walk and your bot lane can't, your mid lane can't. But
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. So what you could have done like alternatively, so you see like the wait, oh this is like way late. Sorry. So right here, after this Gromp, like I think I think just when you okay, this might be kind of hard like but I mean because you are silver but like you're not dumb, right? So if you start thinking, so if you look here, like, do you think that your volume will get there before theirs? If you like end up fighting,
Oh, to drag?
yeah.
Definitely not. Yeah,
And then you just saw this Yone just cleared this wave, and your Vex is back here. So if you do see them doing dragon, like, cause yeah, if you see these effects, you need to be like, oh, like I can't be here, and you just need to go full clear.
yeah.
Sometimes you just
Just
have to give up then, because your bot lane is losing and your mid lane is reset. I think there's I was gonna say like the alternative that you could have done if you were like big brain is just walk through the lane with your bot lane and shove with them, and then you guys could have all walked together. But that's like it's kind of high level. Um, you can think about it. If you ever want to do dragon, you can always like just walk into a lane like with your laners and shove the lane with them, and then walk to dragon as like three. Or if you go through mid, you can walk together.
okay. Yeah, usually I don't. Um, at least for drags,
Yeah.
I do look for that prio. Like if
Yeah.
I want to do it, but this one was more of a reactive. Like oh shit, they're
Right.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. Sometimes just gonna react. So now you full clear, which is fine.
I think I skipped Krugs to gank this
Yeah,
again. Yeah.
this is good. I mean, yeah. A game like this, you have to realize, like, sometimes when people troll pick, they're just gonna int. Like, he's just gonna keep fighting. I like this. This is very good, too. Now you see that.
Yeah, I saw Poppy was mid,
Oh,
so I was like, yeah, I'll just keep taking this.
yeah. And now you need to go to a Grom. Because you had two options right here. It's like, one of them was to try to save your Poppy. Or your Vex, I mean. But your Vex, like, okay, your Vex could
They
have
just
kept, you could have kept walking, like, up here, but
like towards me.
she tanked like 3 towers, so you can't really help her. So you just have to be like, okay, like Poppy's over there wasting her time, so I could take this Gromp, and
Mhm.
like then this Poppy would have been super sad. She would have even face checked you in this. Oh yeah, you saw that.
Oh yeah, I saw the yeah. So I think I kill her here too.
Yeah, yeah, this is good. Nah, very good, very good. And now take your Gromp again. You know, you go for the Gromp.
I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah, good shit. So you ended up with the same result. But like either way, I think you did a good job of like seeing where she was going and intercepting her. But you could have also done the Gromp and then like still been here at the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so now, all right, every time you make a play like that, okay, I want you to start thinking like this. Okay, so you just made a huge play. You just took the blue, you took the wolves, you killed her, and you took the gromp. So now, after you make a play where you kill someone, or if you get killed, I want you to like pause, like press tab or just press recall. Just see, like, because if I look right now, you have 1,200 gold,
Yeah.
right? And then if you look at the map, like I don't have timers on, objective timers. The Herald spawning in 17 seconds, which like it kind of sucks. That's like it's almost already spawned. Usually you want to recall like a minute before, but Herald you can't always control like because you just made a huge play. So now you have 200 gold. So you just killed Poppy. She's gonna spend all of her gold. She has 2,600 gold total.
So she's gonna be stronger than me by the time I see her again if I don't back and get
Yeah,
items.
because if you stay on the map, you have 3,500 gold, but effectively you only have 2,300.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense. And I have made that mistake many times.
yeah. So now even though you're 311, 53 CS to 28, she's actually 300 gold richer than you on the map. So right now you just made a huge play, used your ult, took all this shit, boom, recall, spend your money. This is gonna be like a huge item for you. Probably like you'd have another longsword and the warhammers, Kolfin's warhammer, and you'd
Yeah,
be
I think I
insanely
usually
strong.
buy Dirk first. I don't
Okay,
know if
yeah,
that's
I don't know the Hecarim build, so
okay.
but Dirk would have been huge too, and a longsword, and then you would have, and then like you would just, and then instead of like going back to your full clear like normal, like you don't be a bot and you go to your Krugs and take the Herald. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then that way your tempo, you know the concept of tempo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do, and I can feel when I have the tempo and it's
yeah,
working for me, and then when my tempo gets fucked up, that is also one of my weaknesses is
right.
how to get it back, right?
So
Yeah.
right now, you just made a huge play. So the temp for you to have tempo is to recall, and then you're back on the map, and you're the strongest person on the map. And then for you to stay, that's you giving Poppy tempo. So if you think about it
Okay.
like that, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Like this was a huge recall timer. Now we're doing Krug, which like is cool, but it doesn't give you anything, right?
Hmm.
And now the Herald spawned. If Poppy does decide to go here, she could cheese it. But I mean, he's pretty bad, and he has doing his red, of course. All right. Now you're just doing like an awkward full clear away from your. I feel this. This happens to me sometimes too. You're
Yeah.
like waiting for the camp. I like that though. You have the right idea of wanting to clear in a line.
Hmm.
That's something that you're doing. Like I can tell. That's really good. Like you always want to clear like from one side to the other, like in a line.
Yeah, and it's kind of so that habit is kind of I think what helped me get out of bronze.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
but now that I'm in silver, I think I struggle still sometimes to finish
Right.
out game.
Yeah. It's a
I
good look too.
see. Yeah, I ulted just to get to him.
Yeah, a little bit. I would have probably just ghosted. I think you should value your ult a little bit, especially that was like a blind ult. So
He could have like not actually
he
been
could have,
here.
yeah, he could have just left,
Yeah.
and he also could have not failed his flash into the wall.
Yeah.
And now, because you stayed on the map, like, not your enemy probably just made a play over here, and just you're over here clearing. Now, it's another thing. So you saw Poppy kill your mid laner here, right? And you should be
Mhm.
aware of that. Now you should know, like, okay, Poppy could either do a Herald, or you should
Or
look
just
top and be
gank
like,
it.
what the fuck is my top laner doing over here, you know? And then you
Hmm.
spam ping. You gotta spam ping this shit. 'Cause, like,
Yeah, and I
then,
try to do that with my laners, but I don't remember if I actually did that for this one because I think I got tunnel
yeah.
vision.
I mean, I don't
Oh
even
no, I
know,
did.
like, I mean,
Yeah, I pinged it. Yeah.
yeah. You pinged it? Okay.
So okay, but I have a question here.
Yeah, what's
So
up?
if we go back a little bit,
Okay.
well, I guess I kind of did do that, but I switched. So I basically, after making that play where I kill Poppy in the jungle,
Yeah,
I end up switching the direction of my full clear
yeah,
from
that's fine.
top to bot. That's okay.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Ideally though, like again, dude, like again, right here, I would just press B. You know,
Yeah.
now you have 2K. I'm sitting around up 2K. You know, like yeah, half your gold is like not spent. I would have, I would have just reset, and then you either reset into Herald or you reset into your bot camps and gank bot.
Okay.
But sometimes you just have to switch a direction. It doesn't really matter. Like I mean, it does matter, but like sometimes like if you've made a lot of plays on the map and stuff, like you just have to switch a direction. But like here, like for example, if you would have recalled here, and you see this Poppy go for this play, like you always reset into your bot side. You should assume that Poppy is a human and does Herald.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think this Poppy goes to like her fucking Gromp or something. Yeah, like she went to her wolves. Like I think you like even like you did ping once you saw her, I think, but like I don't know when you pinged exactly, but I think she could have still walked and killed this guy.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
she could have too.
But she just went for her wolves because she's silver, you know. So you gotta abuse the silver players. They're gonna be making as many mistakes as you. So if you just
Yeah,
minimize
that's true.
yours, you're gonna climb. But like so far, like, I think you have a really good like you have a good grasp of what to do. There's just a few things that you could do a little faster and snappier, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Here, this is fine. Now you have to think like, do you want to play for this herald or do you want to test the dragon? I would do
I
the
think I
herald.
wanted the Herald here.
Yeah, you herald first herald is stronger than dragons, and like even though this is second dragon, like your bot lane is just like super weak.
Yeah,
So
and that's kind of I felt that a lot this game,
yeah,
and so I didn't really want to try to fight for Dragon.
yeah. But at this point in the
Yeah, they're
game,
already 3-0, so
yeah, like this point
I
in the
just
game, like you 100% do not want to play around them until you feel comfortable enough where you just one shot Bane. That's what you want to do. So yeah, this is good. Two heralds.
and then I
Uh,
saw Poppy bottom, so I
yeah,
think I full
yeah,
clear her top side again.
yeah. No, that's really good. Every time you see the enemy jungler, you punish. Like that's that'll make like that'll help you climb. And now I would be honestly I would be looking to like dive somewhere.
Okay.
Like, cause you see like you know Poppy's here, so you need to feel urged to dive.
Yeah, and I think I wanted to here, but it didn't. It felt sketchy because the wave
Yeah,
starting to clear out right there. I don't remember if I ganked this again. Oh yeah, I pinged him to bait, but she's kind of afraid of him, so she keeps
yeah.
coming back.
This
So
is
I
this
kind of
this
wasted
feels
some
really
time there.
bad. Yeah, you
Yeah.
wasted like 30 seconds. I mean the Gromp spawn. You probably should have been farming the Gromp while looking
Yeah. Good.
spawn.
Okay. Good point.
Yeah. But here, this is fine too. This should be a kill. Right? No, Yon is broken. All right, you just have to herald now
I think
though.
I ulted him into the tower too. I could have made him fear away from it.
I think he buffered your. Oh wait, no. The thing is that the thing about Yone is like his ability to like block your shit from going off. Like look, you ulted and he dashed, so your fear only like
Oh, good point. Yeah,
it's Yone is just broken.
he's hard. Yeah, he's hard to gank.
Yeah, this herald's good because like it's almost 14 minutes. So gotta drop it. You don't actually have to stay though. I would have just reset
Okay.
because like you already get the plates just from the herald because you spawned it. So you staying doesn't actually do anything, like unless you're trying to kill the tower, or if they're trying to kill the if they're trying to kill the herald before it lands, you can like cover it.
So even if I'm like pretty far away from it, it'll still give me that gold.
Yeah, so if you're the one that placed the herald, you always get the plates.
Okay.
You always get the gold. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Okay, now.
Yeah, so this game
Yeah.
completely like falls apart uh as it goes on, so I want to figure out where
Yeah.
I like fucked up too.
Well, right here, like, why are you like? Do you remember why you were walking mid? Because like, does it not make sense to just go to your like camps? You have 3 camps here. You just clear down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I might have been walking mid in case they continue to engage like in that fight,
Right.
but I don't know
Yeah.
why I kept doing it for so long.
Now like, this is a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
These camps are like when you're playing Hecarim. Every second that your camps are like up like this, you should be like feeling pain. You know,
Hmm.
you should be super sad because you're Hecarim. You clear it so fast.
Okay, so yeah, I think I wanted to gank bot lane there,
Right.
but that's, I was feeling like a little bit pressured because I
Yeah.
felt like they're starting to snowball pretty hard.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I got to try to help that lane, but it didn't work out. I think maybe I do kill the Vayne here though. It's a little messy, but
Yeah. I mean, she's fed, so. Oh, it's fine.
and then Poppy helps me.
I'll tell you what you did wrong here, though. This is just so when you're jungling, the most important thing for you to win every game, right? For you to be consistent is to be confident, you know, and like make snap decisions, not waste time. Like if you're debating something, you should always be mad at yourself. Like you know what I mean?
Okay. No,
Just
that's a good way to think about it.
yeah, because if you have 2 decisions, like split decision, just make one and go for it. Like even if it's wrong, like you'll learn from it. If it's
Because that's
right,
better than wasting time
yeah.
and not getting
Now
any kind of
here,
gold or experience.
yeah, because here you're like, okay, maybe I'll counter this mid play. The mid play ended, and then you're like, okay, what do I do now? You walk here, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna gank bot lane, and then you're like,
And then I saw Poppy and I
yeah,
wanted to cover for mid.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
so
like, oh, I'm gonna cover mid now, and then it's like, okay, we're wasting like 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now you're like, oh, wait, maybe I should gank bot, because you see this shit.
yeah.
Imagine like those 7 seconds you spent just walking right here and just boom, kill her. They both live. You know, like and
Good point.
yeah, like it would have been fun. I mean, your Ezreal's these people are really bad, but like the point is like either cover mid or gank bot. You know, not you kind of try to do both,
Yeah.
and you know it wasn't too bad because you got it, but you could have just made. You just have to make a decision and go for it, because that way you'll learn from your mistakes, right? And you'll also be practicing like that's tempo, you know, like
Hmm.
you're wasting time making this like. And if you're ever going for a gank, this is another thing like a tangent, but like early game, if you're going for a gank and it looks like it might work, just don't go for the gank, you know. If you should go for ganks that look like they will work, right? You never want to go for a gank that's like, okay, if the enemy laner is completely trolling, I will get a kill. You know?
So is there still value in ganking just to kind of disrupt their laning phase and help your
Yeah,
laner
yeah,
defend,
yeah.
even if you don't get the kill though?
You can gank to burn flashes. That's fine. You know?
Okay.
But if it's like gank where it's like this person like is playing super safe, like this might not even nothing might even happen. That's when it's kind of hard. You'll know when you feel that feeling of like, what am I doing? It's kind of like when Kaito was just standing right here and you were standing on this blast cone.
Mm-hmm.
You just sat there for like 30, or not 30 seconds. You sat there for like 10 seconds. But the
Yeah,
point is
too
like
long.
the point is you were like, oh, if he walks a little bit further forward, I'll kill him. You know, but
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have to walk further forwards. And like a challenger player would never walk forwards. Like you would just sit there and you would just stand there the whole game. You know. So obviously you can't compare these people to challenger players, but like it's like you know, you're relying on him making a mistake for that gank to look like it could work. So at that point, it's just like just do something else, you know. Oh, you
Yeah,
use
yeah.
your time wisely. That's the. Yeah, I like this. So you went for, well, they did see you walk to the ground, so they could have punished you, but it's fine. But now you should see it. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, I was like kind of talking, so I wasn't really thinking about this play at the top. But now you need to be thinking like, dude, this dragon just spawned, and you should try to get in the habit of a minute before dragon spawns, or like a minute and 10 seconds. You press tab, and spam ping the dragon, so to let your team know that you wanna fight it,
Okay.
and just do that for every dragon that you want to fight. Because like if you think like if your whole team recalls a minute before dragon, everyone on your team will have spent their gold. So I can look back. So now, now the third dragon is spawned, right? And you're showing up to the fight with fucking 1,700 gold unspent. Does that not make you feel bad? Like,
Yeah, that's probably my worst habit because
yeah,
I
like,
think I stay on the map for so long just trying to get shit
yeah, no,
done.
exactly. And like this whole thing here is like, okay, you killed Poppy, you can keep chasing Yumi. Okay, she got on that. Now I'd be like, dude, I can't see. Sorry, my map is like big as fuck. In your face, mini map. There you go. So you see, so you should see like, 47 seconds on Dragon, spamming it recall. Like, dude, we need to fight this. I have 1,100 gold, and instead we're just, especially like in a game like this, it's kind of important because it's about to be their third dragon. Because they had bought like Prio the whole game, so they played for dragons. Now we're just doing this. Like, even here, this kind of sucks, but like just recall. Like you should have just recalled. Like if
Okay.
anything,
Yeah.
you should have walked into this push and recalled because like your team could punish you
This is
here.
pretty dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's the important thing. Okay, I want you to focus on this. Every single game, a minute before dragon, you are telling your team that dragon's spawning, and you're recalling and spending all of your gold. Because in an ideal world, if your whole team spent all their gold, they would, on average, you'd win most dragon team fights because the enemy team are not recalling before dragons,
That
right?
makes sense. Yeah.
Most people don't like. A lot of people don't know about this, like, until like diamond, high diamond, honestly. So if you get good at that, like you'll have an edge over most people. I think that's just what you're. It's just tempo, It's another thing with tempo. So you end up doing all of this stuff, and now we're fighting dragon.
Yeah, I think we win this fight, but it's
Yeah.
one of the few that we win.
Yeah. I mean the result of the fight like is whatever. And their Bane is like melee moding the Nasus. That's just like it's just the concept of like this
Yeah.
this 2K gold could have
Would have helped a lot more.
yeah, like there's a world where you lose the fight because you didn't have enough gold.
And in a higher lobby, I definitely probably would have
Yeah,
lost.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, and then this Kaisa just starts doing insane damage. I think she did like 85,000 for the whole game or something crazy. Yeah.
yeah, so you guys won that fight, but you didn't really win that fight. You guys just killed Vayne.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you were like if you had like I don't know what item you would have you afford a mana immune, maybe. But
Probably.
if you had like a little bit more, could you imagine just running over their whole team with Ghost right now? Like, there might be a world where you could have done that because you were really
Yeah.
strong. Like this Poppy's level 9. All you'd have to do is just kill his Kaisa, and then the rest of them don't do anything. Because this Yone, if you look at his items. He has nothing, and he has 1,400 gold in the bank. If you would have been the one to recall, you could have definitely like you watched Donell, like Donell would have just quadra killed right here. I don't know if you know
Oh yeah, yeah,
Donell.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like look at how much damage you do. Imagine if you had 50 more items. Oh, you
Yeah,
still
that,
got it.
that's
I mean, this is messy all around, you know. But
yeah, it's super messy.
you want to make sure that you're like the variable that's always doing good. Because you're playing good. It's. I think it's just like small things like not buying items. I don't know, like
Yeah, and that definitely comes back to bite me because there's definitely moments like in other games too where I'll be like 7-1 and I feel really strong,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden I'll just like lose a fight that I was not expecting to lose,
yeah,
and then I'll spend like 2,500 gold on my death
yeah,
timer, but by then I've already given the shutdown to like that enemy team.
yeah. I've noticed. Okay, after the early game, you're like you're not doing the line anymore. You're just
Mm,
walking mid. Like I this is like very common like autopilot. Like when you're on autopilot, you'll just walk mid every time you reset.
mm-hmm.
Like you should just be walking to your like you should walk here and
And
gone to
done just a full
your
clear, or at
Krugs
least
and
the
then
top side.
yeah, because unless you have to go to a play mid lane right now, you know,
Mm-hmm.
this doing this first is like just, now you
Doesn't
have to
really
walk
make
all the way
sense.
here. Now you're on the corner of the map,
Away
away
from
from
everything. Yeah.
everything. Yeah, and now you have to walk all the way back. It's just like you could look for which in this case it's okay if you look for like a play here, but you don't. You just do a little bit of. You're just going on a little bit of a journey right now.
Taking the scenic route.
I don't know what happened here. You're just paused. It's just seconds. That's literally what jungle is about. Like it matters more in high elo, but like if you get in the habit of just never wasting time,
Mm-hmm.
um, you'll be just such a good jungler. It's just yeah, this is good. Like since you did go here, like it's good that you just went for these camps.
Yeah, I do try to focus on counter jungling when I am stronger, and I
Yeah.
feel like I can
Dude, right now
get those games.
I'd be like,
But this is a little dangerous because
no, this is not dangerous. This is just waste
oh,
of
okay.
time. Watch this. But like, okay, so there. I mean, you see, there's three of them are bot lane. Right now, I'd be looking on this wave, and but boom, the second I see this Kaisa, I'm like, oh, this
Oh,
is
I should go.
so
Okay.
illegal. This guy's a Ludens, bro. He has one W and then he dies. Like, you need to go. You need to hit this blast cone. There's a blast cone right here that you hit, and you're just gonna ghost on her, or you don't have ghost, but you're just gonna E on her, kill her.
Okay.
You should like if you see like dude, especially like a side laner that's like squishy. You're fucking two and a half items. Your 2.5 items are stronger than hers. Like trust me. You're
Okay.
Hecarim. So now, but instead you just do wolves. It's like kind of feels bad. Your Nasus died, and this guy just gets to shove the wave. Okay.
Oh, and then she.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
no, like I want you to know, you only killed her because he's really bad at the game. Like
Yeah. No.
like,
I totally
yeah,
understand.
the concept is still there. That's good though. That should have happened.
So yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm thinking here. Kind of just running
Yeah,
around.
dude. Been
I
doing a
think I
little bit of
got a
running
little bit
around.
lost, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you see
I'm
these
not
like,
really sure what I should do.
let's see. I'll try to give you like an idea. Like,
Because I feel like at this point, I feel like my
yeah,
mindset was, okay, I'm like almost double Poppy CS. I'm ahead of her in levels.
yeah,
I have items, so it felt like at least doing the full clear at this point might have been a little bit of a troll because I need to be like affecting the fights and like be on the map
yeah,
instead of farming my own camps.
yeah.
Um,
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes you gotta do that. So I would ask you right now, like, if you look at the map, where do you think the enemy team? Like, where do you think there's an opportunity for you to like catch the enemy team or fight them? Just look at the map.
Um, I would say, I mean, I probably want to move towards bot lane,
Yeah,
honestly, because I can see them pushing the wave in, and the
yeah,
enemy team would probably want to collapse on them.
exactly. So if you start thinking from the perspective of the enemy team, you will do like you'll be a lot better as a jungler. 'Cause you think you look here. Okay, first of all, their Kai'Sa is dead. Like this wave is at your tower. Nobody's here. The enemy team does not want to make a play here.
Mm-hmm.
This wave is dead. This Vex is gonna kill this cannon and run away. They cannot kill this Vex, right? But here, it's like these guys are like this is the only spot where they're on the map. Like they could push this and just run away. So I guess like your bot lane could just run away. But they keep going. So like now if you see your now you need to make this decision. It was fine to like not be sure because they don't have to walk here. And they probably shouldn't. They just should just walk mid. Like in high low, like your bot lane would have already went mid lane.
Okay.
Usually the rule for like bot lane, I don't know if you know this, is after one of these towers dies, like the tier 1 tower bot lane, both bot lanes will run mid lane. Because once one of these towers dies, this becomes a super long lane, which means that your bot lane is super gankable. And mid lane, if both of these towers are alive, it becomes it's like the shortest lane, which means it's the safest. So because of that
Okay.
reason,
Makes sense.
yeah, because of that reason, so bot lanes should be here at this point in the game.
But they probably won't be.
Probably not until like gold or plat.
Okay.
Just that, but that's just like a thought. But here, like so, like when you were sitting in this bush and you saw them walk past the middle line, they're like escorting this wave. You just be like, oh, okay.
You
If you
should go
think
cover.
you're fucking 8-1, bro, like let's go fight, right? Like this is the spot to fight. This is where the fight's gonna happen. No, it's not gonna happen on this Nasus mid lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Oh look,
You're right. Yeah, and I could have been there too.
yeah, no, you could have easily been there. Which like I mean, in this case, nothing happens, right? Nothing should happen. But what could have happened is they could have just died for that. Like you could have punished it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But instead you like shoved mid. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, and this Kai'Sa, dude, if you rewind a little bit,
Yeah, you got hit by 2 of
she
those.
fucked me up so bad. I didn't realize the range on that was so long.
Yeah, it's kind of a mean build. But yeah. Yeah, every time he hits it, once he has his evolution of his W, if he hits it, it goes on like a super low cooldown. So that's why he keeps struggling.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was, I think, probably the tipping point where Kai'Sa got that shut down and then just started melting all of us.
Yeah. Pretty bad. And now you lose Baron.
Yeah.
I mean, that, yeah. I mean, the game is still winnable at this point. That was definitely a play where you just like you put the ball in their court, you know. Now it's up to them to fuck up because you just kind of gave them Baron and a shutdown.
Yeah, that was rough.
Now your mid laner is like dying for no reason. Like,
Yeah.
now we're just sad. But and now you're doing it again. You did it again. Bro,
Yeah, you're right, I did.
What are we walking mid for? Like especially okay, so you look at this. Like, you're coming out of base and it's like 40 seconds, 46 seconds on dragons, which you go to the opposite side of dragon and just run all these camps down all the way towards dragon.
Okay.
That's what we need to start doing.
Yeah, I think I just lose my
Yeah.
my line clear mentality once
Yeah.
the game kind of like once towers start going down and stuff.
Yeah, because I know you have the idea because you're doing it early game. It's just
Yeah.
yeah, and it's not like a set in stone type of thing, but it's like if you are clearing camps, like do clear it it doesn't even have to be a line. It has to be clear towards the
The
next
objective.
play. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So here, like, so you could have gone to your Raptors. Sometimes I do this. If I don't have enough time, like this, in this case, you might have not had enough time to clear all your camps. You do your Raptors, and then
And
your
then,
Wolves and your Blue and your Grom, and then you would be here when it spawns. But so it's still a line, and but you skipped a few because you didn't have time.
yeah, I think that was a symptom of like, so I ran mid because I wasn't thinking about it that way. I cleared my
Yeah,
raptors, realized that dragon was coming up, and then was like, ah, shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is a really good play though. Like an early play on. The game is still winnable. You're super strong. You just need to be. You want to regroup now. Like you want to shove this wave is good. When you get a kill like that, like like this situation is kind of weird because they're still strong. Like this guy's still strong,
Hmm.
but you just need to group with your team and like connect with your Ezreal. And, like so you have numbers. But your Ezreal is just which way? I'd be a little scared right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you see how like your Ezreal is like in Narnia.
Yep. So I go get some fruit, heal back up, try to come back in.
Yeah, it still works.
I think,
It might work out. Dude, like this spot is like so dangerous. Oh,
yeah.
it's terrible stopwatch. Okay. Bro, you guys are magnets to this Kai'Sa.
I know.
uh, this is when you need to like, you know, I don't know, like I don't know if you put it like locked camera.
Um, in a fight like that, I usually will keep my,
You hold spacebar.
my finger pressed down on the
Yeah.
space bar. Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm running away like this from this Kai'Sa, like my camera would be like this. Like I would have my character here, and I have my camera right here. So every time he W's, you would see it. You know, like
Okay.
I'd be like following.
Yeah,
Here.
that's good advice because I feel like it just comes
Yeah,
so fast when
yeah.
it's like lock screen.
That it's yeah. I mean, it's a thick hitbox. Like you guys
Yeah, I
are
was
just
gonna say like
not
I don't know if
looking,
I'm
man.
crazy, but like Hecarim is he's can be hard to dodge skill
Yeah,
shots because he's got such a wide body. He like turned to the side,
yeah,
it's like the
yeah,
broadside of a barn, you know?
yeah. That's true. You played that fight well. It's just you need to be a little patient, connect with your Ezreal. 'Cause your Ezreal wasn't able to damage anything.
Okay.
Um, so like you still got the dragon though, but like this guy's just getting kills because you guys are playing a little sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
So
That makes sense.
okay, we actually went to our Krugs this time.
We did. I'm so proud of myself.
So right now, there's no objectives really spawning.
And I think that's why I felt like maybe comfortable just doing this clear.
Right.
Then I
Still. I mean, these wolves and
not sure
this
what
blue
I'm doing
buff.
here.
Let's look. Okay, you want to see something crazy? Like if you click the buffs are the level, like the average level of the game when they spawn. So this
Okay.
blue buff spawned when the average level was 11.
So it's been a long time then.
It's been a while, man. It's been a
Yeah.
while. Like it's just sitting there, bro. Like you're right now you're waiting for a team fight that might not happen. You know, it's like sometimes your team's like inting, you just have to like babysit them. So it's okay. Like if they wanna walk in, you can walk in with them. I mean, like this is good. It's hard. Like sometimes, like in a situation like this, like if your team is making a weird play, but they're all doing it together, you might as well be with them. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So even though like in my opinion, like I would have liked to see this been cleared. Your team was going for an aggressive play, so you just followed them. So that's good.
And I'm pretty sure we almost win the game here.
Yeah.
It was pretty tragic actually.
They
See
actually
how close we get.
Poppy stalled it.
Well, yeah, and then we just kept going with
Yeah.
it. I'm pretty sure we
So
like
right now, let's see. Ooh, I see a lot of gold on this team.
yeah.
This Vex at 2,500, like, and you guys got the inhib, bro. Leave this Nasus. I mean,
Yeah, and I
you have
kept
the
so
right
I kept
idea.
thinking like I'm on the way. I'm like trying to leave, but they kept going back in, and I was like, fuck, like they're all gonna die if
Okay, but
if
now like, they probably did just die again, and their Bane's like super low. So
yeah.
maybe you
So
could
then we
walk
do.
here.
I'm pretty
You
sure
should.
we go back in and end up taking both towers.
Yeah. Like it's hard to like. It's hard to say because there's a lot of random shit happening.
Yeah,
But I think the objectively correct play right here is for all of you guys to run and kill this tower. You guys go.
that makes
See,
sense because
do
the
a-
wave's already there. He
yeah, yeah,
knows.
huge
Yeah.
wave. Like he just took this tower, huge wave crashing. So take this tower. So imagine this, okay? Imagine like how clean it would feel for if you guys all five walked here, killed this tower, killed this inhib, ran away, all recalled, and you know by the time
And
that you
take Baron.
recalled, the Baron would have been spawning. And then you guys all come on the map. These two inhibs be down, which means there's super minions coming mid lane and bot. And you know,
So they have to clear while we get
yeah,
Baron, basically. Yeah.
you should remember this, okay? The bot lane inhib is the best for Baron, right? If you kill their bot lane inhib, that means that they have to send people all the way down here to clear these minions when Baron's over here.
That's a good point. Yeah, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah. And so, but when you're doing Dragon, the top lane inhibs is the best.
Okay.
If you think about it, it's like if those are down, you should know that you have like so much priority over Dragon or Baron. So here, like you guys would have been set up for a perfect win because you would have just done Baron, and then you would have all grouped on this here, because none of you would have to push these waves. You never want to push a lane that's already like killed. Like this lane is dead, you know. So now you
That
want
makes
to
sense.
move on to the other lane. So if all five of you would have had Baron here on the next reset, like it would have just been GG. That is like, but that would have been like super clean. I don't really expect that from your team, but maybe you can make it happen if you're pinging. But sometimes your teammates just don't listen. Like,
Yeah, I've tried to get in the habit of pinging a lot, and I feel like I do, but that also can become frustrating for me because I do get ignored a lot.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I do it anyway. But that is something I probably wouldn't have pinged here because it's not what I was thinking about. I think I was just like tunnel visioned on
Yeah,
my team dying mid there.
yeah. That would have been like a way more like tempo play. But that one's it's kind of like high level. But if you start thinking about it like that, which I mean, I think anyone can. I think people just don't. People aren't
Yeah,
really taught or like told about it.
and that's kind of what I would like to do is develop like that kind of mindset when I go into
Yeah.
these games. Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah. Cause I can definitely help with that because I've just been like I've talked to a lot of like coaches and pro like pro coaches like I got coached by like LEC coach stuff like that.
Oh, really? That's dope.
Yeah. Um, so I know like some of these concepts. You know, I'm not as good as the pros that did, but most people are not thinking about any of this. So if you do start getting into the habit of it, like you will be 10 times better than everyone else. So yeah, but here because of like that mid lane stuff that didn't matter, like it's super awkward now.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah.
just sad.
Yeah.
You guys won the fight, so let's go to Baron. Well, I guess. Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just messy all around. Like I could tell right here, you wanted to go to Dragon, and your team
Mm-hmm.
like a little iffy on it. I guess it's okay to do dragon. Yeah, and this guy's
With
just
two
like,
of them dead though, it probably would have. We probably should have just done Baron, right?
yeah, you could have done Baron. But the problem is like their jungler's alive, so maybe their jungler goes for
Yeah.
dragon. Let's
Which
at
I
least
think
steal
would have
this.
been okay, right? Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, I mean this dragon doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Okay, what does it give you?
That one hurt a lot.
This dragon gives you, by the way, it gives you like 5% healing and I think damage reduction when you're below 40% health or something. And then now that's the soul. The dragon itself gives you like 5% healing increase, which is like nothing.
It's really not that important. We should have gone for something that was a little more valuable. Like
Yeah.
if their team had gone, I would assume that the Poppy would have felt safer going for Dragon in that instance if we had left it alone, and then maybe we could have snuck Baron or gotten
Yeah,
more
I
tower.
mean, you 100% would have gotten dragon. Or Baron, I mean, sorry, Baron. Ugh.
And this
Yeah.
is where I was just like, I had my gray screen. I was just like yelling
Yeah.
at the screen because we got so close.
Yeah.
Because they
Oh,
actually
your
get this
Nasus
tower.
TP'd.
Yeah, he TPs. They get this tower. And then I'm like,
Kai'Sa
I'm
kills
pinging,
everyone.
spam pinging the Nexus, like, please hit the Nexus and nothing else. And it gets so close.
I mean, your Nasus like played that really badly.
And
He,
then
like,
we lost the game
your
to him.
Nasus stood right here against Poppy, which is like,
Yeah.
if the Poppy just eats him from any direction that's not here, like he'll eat him into this tower, or the next. Okay.
So yeah, I'm like, shit. We just kind of threw right there. So I wanted to get vision control at least of Baron because I know they
Yeah.
were gonna go for it, but I don't think there was a whole lot I could probably do to contest that with the long death timers.
Yeah. You probably want to just threaten while they're in him spawn. It's just awkward. Like, you just have to wait for your team to spawn. This game is still winnable. Take a pick. Unless. You don't really want to ult the Poppy. But
Okay.
like this game, like I would have 100% been using all your spells on this Kai'Sa.
Yeah, and that's I'm pretty sure I even at one point was like typing that in the chat to my
Yeah.
team, like we have to kill the Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
Like you have to focus her on a team fight,
Like
but she
here-
was pretty free.
This is fine, you eat him. But like ulting here is like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, it's like imagine right here when the Kai'Sa jumps in you, you Q, proc your shield, ult her, like do her again, ear into like, you know what I mean? Like, you would have had a lot of things to do, but now you just have to
Good
run.
point. So I just totally blew that on nothing.
Yeah, so it's like unless you're killing the Poppy, like you're not ulting them. I guess you probably didn't see that your team got flanked by Vayne. Thing. Your Ezreal is also trolling, by the way. Like he's just trolling. You know he's been sitting bot lane the whole game.
Yeah.
After this, how long does this game go for?
It's messy. It was a messy game.
Yeah.
It takes them a while to end because they're also silvers, so
Yeah. But I mean, at this point, like, late game is just a late game. It's just
yeah.
silver. It's just gonna be messy. Like, you have to make sure that you're team fighting and killing the right people. That's it. Like, just press tab every now and then, see who you need to kill, and check if they have stopwatches or guardian angels
Okay.
or Zanya's. Like this Kai'Sa has nothing. She just has banshees. So you really want to kill her.
Yeah, and I almost do. I think I remember there was I tried really hard to get a pick on her and I got like I got her to like 10 hit HP and then I think we lost after that, but
I mean, she's hitting your whole team. Problem. Bro, she actually hit all
Yeah,
four of them.
it's insane. Like she was hitting these the whole game.
Yeah, they're probably kind of into. It's like it's a little hard for you to play now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys kind of have to get picks just like all in before they poke you out. Nasus TPs with 50% health. Way too late, by the way. If Baron recalls too.
Yeah.
Oh, like what is this? I mean, there's probably not much more to learn from this game, but we like.
No, I mean I think you're right. And that's why that's why I was a little frustrated with this game because I was like, damn, I was so strong the entire game,
Yeah,
and then I think I just made a couple of decisions that let it slip away.
yeah, for sure. Sometimes it's
Or
all
like,
it takes, especially jungle.
mhm.
Like these days, jungle just feels a little. It's like volatile.
Yeah,
You feel like if you don't play perfect, you might lose. Like even with like a huge lead. But I think you got. I mean, I think you learned a few things, right? You just like spend your gold. Um, make
yeah.
clear decisions. It's just like
Especially I think what I mean, yeah, spending the gold I think I realized is a much worse habit than I thought I
right.
had.
Yeah,
Um, but also keeping the mindset like throughout the whole game of having a like that clear direction,
yeah.
making those decisions like, okay, am I gonna full clear this? Am I just gonna randomly like run mid like a bot, like have some
Oh, this is unlucky.
actual direction with what I'm doing. Yeah, she gets so
Yeah,
close.
yeah. That's just kind of what it is. Like you had good direction in the early game, and you just kind of like you lost. Like you were just
Just
kind of
lost
doing
sight of it.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just GG at that point, right? Well, I think that was pretty. Like I think you have a lot of potential, is what